tons of expanse to like do its thing, tons of like opportunities for these different sorts of inputs, tons of stuff going on. And so that, like permaculture, you know, we want to learn from nature. So, so thinking about ponds, looking at ponds, we can learn a lot, yeah, from observing what goes on there. And so basically, like, we can learn a lot from the ponds, and then we take it into a smaller location to like try and mimic that kind of ecosystem in several buckets in our homes to grow some food or something like that. So it's kind of tricky. There's like a lot to learn. It seems pretty complicated. But yeah, okay. But we wanted to talk about primary production at first and the wonders of primary production. Does anyone know what primary production means? What that? No? Okay.
You know.
Yeah. That guy did.
It's the first. These are the first to produce something that will be eaten later. So it's the basic chain. It's the base of the food chain. Yeah, I think that's what I think it is.
Yeah, it's the base of the food chain. They create the matter that everybody else can feed on. So the most well-known are plants. So they will create food from the sun. So they don't need anybody else. Nobody else. Some do. Some eat bugs, I guess. But plants in general don't need anything but the sun and nutrients. Obviously, even water. Well, they need stuff, but like they don't need to eat other things to make food. And then all the other elements of the food chain will feed off of. Essentially, it starts from the plants.
I think something that's really cool about this is to, like, it's such a crazy what you just described there is like really beautiful, and it goes way back, you know, on the history of Earth. Like this is like a very beautiful phenomenon that gave way to so much coolness. So I think it's fun to connect to that place in our ecosystem, in evolution on this beautiful planet Earth.
I think that's an interesting point it brings up too, is that I guess, I don't know, I believed it before I learned in biology, but I believe that plants came before animals for some reason. Somehow intuitively that seems to be, like evolutionary wise, for some reason I thought that's the way it was, but actually it's the other way around. Plants came after animals. Yeah, evolutionarily the organisms, came after animals. So, how was primary production going on? How did the animals feed off of things before plants? Exactly. Yeah. So, the reason why I thought it was good to talk about primary production for aquatic ecosystems is because a big portion of that is from bacteria in the water. A lot of bacteria that are fixing the energy for other organisms in the ecosystem to feed off of. So there are plants in aquatic ecosystems. There's also what we're going to talk about a little bit later. They're called generally phytoplankton.